What's up? I'm back. In this segment, I'm gonna talk about vegans and what veganism is, why I respect them. Me myself, I'm not a vegan, but I've found myself as I grow older agreeing with a lot of things that a lot of their methods. Um, you know, I would like to consider myself. I'm a person who I can. I mean, I kind of have like a lot of different elements in myself. So I may not be vegan, but I get influenced by different groups and different philosophies, and veganism is one of them. Um, if you don't know what veganism basically is when you don't consume animal products, period, or you try not to. So where a vegetarian might, I mean, you got vegetarians who eat fish and call themselves vegetarians because they don't eat poultry, or you know, red meat, right? And then you got some vegetarians who might eat eggs, or some vegetarians who might consume honey. Honey comes from bees. A vegan will straight up not consume any animals products, period. So even honey and eggs, they're not gonna consume. Even certain things like butters, they may not consume because all those things come from animal products. Even deodorants come from pigs at times. Some have elements in them that come from pigs, so they will get special deodorant or not to wear deodorant at all. And the interesting thing about veganism is that sometimes people will look at them as extreme, but I think even if you're like myself and you think that meat can occasionally be in your diet, which when I say occasionally, I mean like one for me, I think somebody should eat meat. If you're a meat eater, if you decide you want to eat meat, you should probably eat meat no more than once or twice a month. So for a person who eats meat only once or twice a month, to regular people, they will still call that person probably vegetarian anyway. But even if you're one of those people who think that eating meat is not necessarily bad, we all have to agree the way animals are treated, a lot of animals are tortured. You go to chicken farms and stuff like that, you see how the chickens operate. A lot of them don't even see sunlight. They shout antibiotics. When you consume those meats, you're consuming those emotions. I just made a video about disease, and I told you how part of the disease is based on emotion. So when you look at it from that perspective, you look at it, then you realize that when you're consuming animals who are under duress like that, you will inherit those negative energies. So in essence, even if you're a person who thinks that eating meat can occasionally be done, you're going to be forced to become a vegetarian or vegan anyway. And in a sense, from that perspective, is why I respect vegans because, um, in general, they wouldn't have those problems. Because the thing about plants, when you start to get into shamanism, animism, plants are a highly developed life form. In a lot of different ways, plants, even when you eat plants that are not organic, eating plants that are not organic is probably even still better than eating animals that's not in a good farm or organic animals because plants can absorb negative energy a lot better than animals can. Plants are high up the food chain. Not to say animals are inferior. It's just that there's a even in nature has a pecking order. A lot of people may not notice, but in nature the pecking order actually goes. It's kind of like cells, bacteria, plants come, then animals come, then humans come. Um, and when I say what that pecking order is, it's just more in terms of who's more in tune with nature more. So plants get information directly from the sun, and the animals eat the plants, and we eat the animals. So we come last because we're eating animals, and then the animals they stay in tune with nature by eating plants. So in essence, when you look at vegans, for me, and again, I'm a type of person who practices balancement. So for me, vegetarians, vegans, I don't really like to make. I know for me they're both cool. Even if you eat meat in general, I can't say you're bad, but you should only eat meat once or twice a month at the most. So in essence, even if a person follows that method, the regular person is gonna say the person eat meat once or twice a month, and I would even say in the summertime, spring and summer, you probably shouldn't eat it at all. You should probably go those 6 months straight up no meat. So you're really only eating meat once or twice a month in the fall and winter time. So you're talking about 6 months a year, basically. That's why I believe you should be eating meat. Based on that method, a person like that would still be considered vegetarian by most people. But I think vegans should be. Sometimes I find people don't respect them, but they should be respected because I don't really think people understand the consequences that come from consuming animals who are under duress like that. You will be affected. There's no question about it. And I think vegans should be respected. And I think veganism is something. I think even if you like, for me, I'm not a vegan, but I try my best to get vegan products when I can. Like when you can, in a sense, limit how much meat products you get that are animal based, you actually help the planet a lot better as well. Because in essence, Even animals like lions that consume meat, right? We consume too much meat. We consume so much meat, they have to now artificially create meat. There are people who eat meat 3 times a day. They eat bacon and eggs. They eat meat for lunch. They eat meat for dinner. There's people who eat who eat meat for snacks, beef jerkies. We don't really realize that where's if we got even in America alone, we got 300 million people, right? And let's say 150 million of them is eating meat 3 times a day, right? That's like 450 million hits every day. There's not that much animals like that in the world. When you add it up, times 365 years days a year. So in essence, I think even if you're not a vegan, whenever you can, and you could pick up, vegan butter, stuff like all kind of vegan products, it helps because in essence, we should think about living in balance with the planet. And even though I think that you know you don't have to go as extreme as a vegan, there's elements of veganism that can help your life. And if you do decide to go vegan, much respect to you. I can never say anything's wrong with that method at all. So veganism, vegans, all my vegans out there, much props to you. Um, Thanks a lot for a lot of you guys signing up to the channel for subs. I appreciate it. And I wanted to kind of, as I seen it, I look at a lot of you guys, and I see the vegans signing up, and I just wanted to, I know they might say, what is my thoughts on veganism? And I have a lot of respect for it. So I just want to show it, dedicate this to you guys. Much respect. Peace.